Oobie's tips. Today is an exciting day. It's actually going to be a day for me that is going to be really busy. I'm hoping I can get all this video done in just one day, because I'm about to leave, go out of town tomorrow for a bike race that I'm working. Now, I'm not riding the bike race. I'm just working with the routing and the signs, putting up the signs, taking down the signs, and I'm leaving early tomorrow morning. Right now, it's literally just 12 o'clock. So I've only got a few hours to get this thing done, because I have to go get a rental truck. I have to pack and things like that. I'm hoping I can get this inverter, my new inverter, that I'm really excited about, because this is the one I want to use forever. The one I had before was entry-level one, just to get my foot into the door of solar power. This one here is a lot better one. I know that because one of my channels I follow, Kelly's Country Life, this is the one that he uses, and this is the one I decided to pick just because of his channel. So let's turn the camera around and show you the box I just got in the mail. So yeah, I gotta get this thing on the wall. So alrighty, here it is. This is a lot heavier than the one I had before. Probably about twice as heavy. All right, let me pull the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna use, usually when you see my videos, I'm like, where's my scissors? Where's my knife? This time I had, make sure I have my knife available. This is one of my new knives from Fox Edge. I'm a subscriber to BattleBox, and this is one of my BattleBox knives because I'm part of the Knife of the Month Club. So, Fox Edge. This is one of my favorite ones because it has a really nice ball bearings, and it just has a nice little crisp sound to it. I like that sound. So it's one of my favorite knives. Alrighty. Close it. Well, before I close my knife up, then you go ahead and break the tape. Let's bring my trash can a little closer. Ooh-wee. Yeah, just go down that. As you can see, Orient power. Man, this thing's a lot heavier than that Sumry. One of the things I liked about this right here is that front LED display. You can take it out, and if you look on the bottom, it has communication support, so you can actually mount this in a different room and run an Ethernet cord from this device to this, and that way you can have this in the living room or somewhere, so that way you don't have to keep going to the inverter to look at the panel. You can just mount that somewhere else. I really love that feature, so that's why I got this one, or one of the reasons, one of the many reasons I got this one. This thing can do 6,500 watts of power. 6.5 kilowatts. My last one was 3.6, so this is almost double. I think the 3.6 would be 7,200, but this right here, I had problems of like running the AC, and if we had a microwave going and maybe a toaster, it would pop, or it would trip because it'd be overload protection. This right here with 6.5 kilowatts, I shouldn't have any problem running anything in my camper, everything at the same time. So I'm really excited about this one. All right, I also came with communications cable, because this is only a single phase unit. If you want to do a dual phase, you have to get two of these, use a serial cable to make split phase power, and then you would have 13 kilowatts, 13,000 watts of power. Eventually, yes, I am planning on getting a second one of these to do 2-phase, but right now, all I need is single phase in my camper. You got stuff to go through the ports, little bushings. This is for the bottom, so you can run cables up to this right here. Also, another communications table, a different type that has communications to RJ45 connection and an Ethernet cord. And instruction manuals with some NC4 connectors. Because on the bottom, the solar power hooks in to the NC4 connector, so you need this right here to go on the other side of the wires. Of course, I'm running mine through a breaker before it gets to this right here. All right, let's open her up. All right, I just want to move the camera a little bit closer. That way you can see what I'm doing, because this is the first time I done this. So let me get my number 2 Phillips. I was just using number 1 to take this bottom panel off. There we go. And I knew there would be some wires because of the port on the top. Three wires. You just had to take that one off, and this one just has where it comes apart, because this actually goes inside of this unit. And if you look on the bottom here, if you take this out, you would take a wire from here and you go into here. So you can take this out, run an Ethernet cord between these 2 ports, and that's all you have to do. This goes to the BMS if you have the connections, which I don't, because I'm using like 12 volt, 300 amp hour car batteries, LiPo 4, so I don't have the BMS for this thing to communicate to. Zoom in now. So one of the things I really like about this thing is it actually has these I can't remember what these things are called, Faraday cages for the wires. It has a name, but I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. My other inverter didn't have these Faraday cages to help protect from electrical, not all about EMPs, but stuff like that. And here's where all the connections are. So you got the from the grid, your hot wire, neutral, and ground, and then output to your load from what you want the inverter to run, your hot, neutral, and ground. Then here's the battery connections for your battery rack. Of course, I'm using, can't see it over there, but I'm using 12 volt batteries in series to get the 48 volts. And that's your communications board right there. Alrighty, this is exciting. Then you got the MC4, two MPPT controllers, so you can do 2 different solar arrays. Happy about that. Alrighty. I guess next thing I need to do is to get this thing mounted to the wall. So you got mounting hole here, mounting hole over here, and then yep, that one's at top. Alrighty. So let me mount it over in the same location over there, just right there. So to do the mounting, I'm gonna do my little painter's tape trick that you saw me do on the Sumry inverter install. So I got a brand new roll here. Let me get my Fox knife out. Knife safety, make sure you always close your knives. Put painter's blue tape. I'm going to push down where those holes were. That sounds like a train, if you heard it, but there's no train tracks around here. I am right beside a concrete plant and a rock quarry, so. All right, now since I got those holes rubbed out, if I zoom in now, maybe you see I rubbed that hole and that hole. That way I can put the tape over on the wall. All right, so I can reuse one. I just got that hole drilled and put a plug in it. So time to put the unit up. That way the unit will just hang on the screws until perfect. Guess I should have kept that up there to make sure. All right, now it is a little wonky. Looks like this side. Let me drop down this side a little bit. There we go. All right, I want to show you what these things are for, besides looking through like I see you. All right, if you look right here, I've already got one put in. Basically, what this does is allows this wire not to rub against the metal. So all you have to do is take off the top part, and it just literally goes in here. It goes in here. I'm gonna put this one right here. As you can see, there's a knockout. If you zoom in right there, you can see a little piece I have to knock out in order, because right now this ain't gonna go up in there. So I have to knock it out. Boom, knock it out. So I'm gonna use my screwdriver and I'm gonna stick it in there, and I'm gonna knock out There's one. And I'm just trying to get everything bent so I can get my pair of pliers in there. All right, that one's done. Get my needle nose now. There's that one. Should be able to get the other two just like doing this right here. There's that one. And that one. There you go. Now it's like a little, I don't know.
It's a silly band.
It's a silly band? Oh, I thought it was like an earring.
Your ears aren't pierced.
All right. Well, of course, my trash can is way over there. So I'm just going to throw this in this little bucket over there, because it's best not to let that stuff fall on your batteries. All right. So I just got that knocked out. Oh, before I do that, there's a little rubber washer in there. So when you tighten this down, make sure I don't have it cross-threaded. When you tighten it down, as you can see, it changes the diameter. It squeezes that rubber washer. So that way it's able to tighten around those cables. right now I'm just gonna leave it loose. That way I can get my cables up through it. All right, so I'm gonna stick that right through the knockout of this knockout. And take the little nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond mounds have nuts. I can't remember how it goes. All right, I'm not gonna over tighten them. I'm gonna tighten this as tight as I can get my hand in there. All right, so my wire's ready to go up in there. Let me grab my wire. All right, I'm gonna run my wire down through here. All right, now I gotta get these. Oh, good, they're loose. I was kind of worried I had to get my wrench in there. All right, so I got that. Now this is called a castellated nut. It has those little ridges. Can you see those ridges on there? Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Should have saw what size I needed. All right, let me go get my socket. Let me see if this is the right size socket for that. I don't know if it is, but yeah. I don't know if it's the right size, but I was able to get it loose for me. You can see if it's the right size. It's not. It's really loose. So this one is a 14. So it's either a 13 metric or a 5/8 standard. Let me see what it is. All right, and the batteries are not hooked up, so I'm perfectly safe in here. And I'll get the torque wrench out to torque it down later. Just want to get this thing all snugged up. And doing the twist test, make sure nothing is loose, and it ain't. All right. So it goes down to my voltage my battery turn off, which I still don't have it hooked up down here, which I'm going to do next. And this is the most dangerous part, because this is 6,500 watts. It's going to have some big capacitors inside this unit, and most of the times you need a pre-charged resistor so you don't have a just big flow of energy right into there. So you want to restrict the flow of energy. I thought this was going to come when I was up working in the Carolinas. So I was going to expect to have some time to order the pre-charged resistor. It'll be here. It'll be a lot more safer. I saw some people do, what they did was they used an incandescent light bulb to do a pre-charged resistor. You just have to put this in line from that. First you have the ground hooked up. Basically you just have other wire touching to the casing, and you touch that to the stud. Hopefully it doesn't blow. I don't think it will, but if I do, I'll make sure I get it on camera.
No.
Yeah.
No.
First, let's go hook up the ground. What did I do? There's my ratchet. I don't need the extension now. There's my hot line. Hot line will go on that side. And the ground will go over here. Now I have them backwards. Okay, the hot line's gonna go on this side. The ground will go over here. All right, this is the wire for my, oops. Luckily I didn't break it, hopefully not.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the ground wire. This little small wire goes to my balancer on top, so I'm just gonna stick that through that and make sure this is connecting straight to the a stud there. All right, good there. Let's make sure this is on. And now I'm going to try to pre-charge this thing with the light bulb. Not gonna lie to you, this is what I'm kind of scared about. Shouldn't be scared.
Shall I call someone else out here as well?
No. The worst thing can happen is a bulb explode. I just don't want to touch that to that right now because that will charge the capacitors, and I don't want to do that. I'm gonna get some gloves on and safety glasses.
Wait, can I have some too?
No.
Please?
Sure.
I like my eyes.
Alright. Safety glasses. You're behind the camera.
Yeah, but my eyes aren't protected. God, my hands are shaky.
Alright, safety glasses for you.
Thank you.
Safety glasses for me. Hope if I didn't grab two left gloves. Nope, I got a left and a right. These are not electrical protection gloves, but these are going to be a lot darn safer than my bare skin if the light bulb does explode, or since it is an incandescent bulb, it's going to get hot. Since there's no load on the inverter, I just don't think it's going to explode. It's, in theory, the light bulb, while it's charging the resistors, the light bulb's going to light up, and it's going to slow the current. Instead of being just wide open to the inverter, it should slow the current down. So slowly, it'll be just like a second or two to charge up the resistors. At least it won't be all like in 1 millisecond. It'll take a full second before the capacitors gets charged.
We love theories in this house.
Did you have the light bulb for me? Oh no, here it is. I thought you were like going to protect
I thought you
me.
put it over there.
All right. So I'm going to put that like that. I'm just going to touch that wire to the casing right here.
Hold on. Okay, now you can explode things.
This is kind of scary right here.
That's fine. Let me back up though. Yeah.
All right, you see it?
Yes.
Oh man. Please don't just explode. Ah, there it goes. And when the light bulb goes off, that worked perfect. When the light bulb goes out, that means the charge has fully charged the capacitors now. So now I'm safe to, I just want to see if it's going to automatically, some inverters will actually discharge whenever you take this off. Some will automatically discharge. This one I don't think will. So it hasn't. Okay, I think we're good. I think it pre-charged the resistors. Thank you, Mr. Light Bulb. You're sure welcome.
Didn't even get that on camera.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't get on camera?
No, you moved too fast.
Oh, okay. All right. You may be saying to yourself, why is this wire so long as the other ones? Because I haven't had the time to make new jumpers for this. This is going to be changed probably when I get back, but we'll redo all these wires. This short, and super long. I just didn't have another short one to go right here. Alrighty, thank you, Mr. Light Bulb. I knew incandescents were still good for something. Don't use the LED. I heard just only use incandescents.
LED is cool.
Yeah, LED is cool, but you need something that, because LEDs only do like 1 or 2 watts, while that can do. Is this a good 100 watter? No, it's only a 43 watt, so it's kind of a small 620 lumens, but still did a good job. Thank you, Internet, for showing me how to do that. Alrighty, well. Unfortunately, I can't see any displays because I got everything disconnected. But the inverter should be active. I just have to flip the switch. I don't have the LED lights on right there. There should be an on button somewhere around here. Or maybe it's going to wait for me to get all the electronics hooked up before it activates. Well, what do you say we get some solar power into this baby?
What could go wrong?
Nothing can go wrong now. The one part I was most dreading happened, and it worked perfect. All right. Except there's one problem. It's freaking hot out here.
Oh, you're telling me.
I know, I'm starting to sweat. I mean, I sweat a lot. Like I can, for instance, take this right here.
No, please don't. No.
And I can.
Don't do it.
I can. Oh, look at that! It's raining. That's the problem about being bald. It just goes right in your eyes. If you had hair, at least it kind of like.
Gotta moisturize your beard somehow, right?
Yeah, you're right. It does moisturize my beard. So. All right, so I just got to do some reconfiguration and hook up some solar panels. All right, so what I'm gonna do with this little wire right here is these are my breakers for my solar panels outside. This is gonna be the wires that go from the bottom of the breaker over to right here. Since this is stranded wire, which means each wire has like individual wires, I'm gonna put a ferrule on these two right here. That way it holds all the wires together by putting ferrules on. And what ferrules are is over here. I've already had some already ferruled. It just puts like them in a little cage. It puts them like in a little box to keep all the wires together. So I need to put ferrules on one side. The other side I need to put MC4 connectors on because this Orient power, instead of hooking to like terminal blocks, it actually has MC4 connectors on the bottom. So this is for one array, that's for a totally separate array, so there's two different arrays that go in. This is my ferrule crimping kit. There's some broken pieces in there. Oh, okay. All right, so I need the 12, which is up there, or down here. I think, yeah. This is 12 gauge, just one shorter than the other. I think I'm gonna use these since I've been using these before. What side do I want to? I'll put the ferrules on this side. Just twisting all those strands together. There we go. There it is. It has a nice little cage on it.
It has a hat.
Hat that can never come off.
Those are the best kinds of hats.
All right, so I got ferrules on that side. This side right here will have the MC4 connectors. All right, need one of each MC4. And we got two different ones that go, so this right here goes in this one, while this one goes in that one. This is like the outer sheath, and this is the one that goes, yeah. All right, and this right here is known as positive because it has that part, and this here is called the negative. And the way I've identified them, I can't say that word, is there's always one side of the cable that has words on it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, this side of the cable to the right has letters, words on it. So I'll make that side negative. So I'm going to put this one on that side. So first thing, I got to get the into the middle. That way it holds it. and put the wire with that, and then just crimp it down. It makes a nice little, it crimps at two ends and makes a little bite into it. It takes the straight up part and it just folds it over on itself. Just get in there the way it holds it for me. Should have tried to twist it beforehand. That looks good. And that is a good crimp. Just doing the tug test. Everything is good. First you gotta put the cap on, and then just gotta put it in and push it. And when you push, you're gonna hear a little snap. I don't know if you heard the snap. I heard the snap. And then just gotta twist the ends of it on, and just to make sure that is the negative. Also double check to make sure I put the right connector on the word side. Yep, I heard it snap. Snap, crackle, pop. Then I got these wrenches. One will go on the cable just like that. Other one will just come beneath. That way you can tighten down that till you hear a click. Same thing here. Turn it until you hear a click. There we go. All right, ferrule one side, MC4 connectors on the other side. Let's go hook it up. Make sure I got my words. What side has my words? All right, there's the word. So that will go to the negative. And look right here, negative, positive. So I'm gonna put the negative to the negative side. First I need to put the screw in some more. There we go. Got positive. Do that side. Oops, sorry. There we go. And do tug test. Isn't that pretty good? And before I hook it up, I wanted to double check the voltages. So I'm going to turn it to volts. Make sure it's on DC. It is. First I'm going to check. I still have the breaker turned off. I'm just going to check my voltages on this side of the breaker. 132 volts. Right now there's nothing. Can you flip that switch?
Yes.
No, that blue switch.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
I was struggling.
So, yep, 132 volts. And now I'm just going to double check here. The negative will go into the negative side. Positive will be 132 volts. Alrighty. Well, I heard something click on. Yay!
The light is on.
The light is on.
It's a rainbow.
It reminds me of Toy Story, the claw.
It's off now.
Well, it's probably because I don't have the master thing here hooked up.
It's alive.
But I hear the panel. Let's get this panel hooked back up. Got 3 connections. Big, small, and this one actually hooks into that one, but Guess I'll try to hook up the big one first. Big. Small.
He's alive.
Yeah, it's counting down for some reason. 2, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Now, will this stay in place, or I'm gonna have to go get some screws? I think I'm gonna have to go get some screws. I'm still not, I don't think I'm done inside. Let me see. Now, I still gotta hook up the AC in and what it's gonna power.
You have to unplug your son now.
All right, I just turned it on. I just want to see if it's going to start charging or something. Well, it's outputting 120 volts. That's good. It'd be nice if I had something to put this on. Well, maybe I can do that. I'm gonna have to sit there and hold it. All right, so I'm gonna go take a break, or I'm gonna stop recording because I need to read the instructions on how to do that. Technology. Be back. Alrighty, so this is what I've done so far. I went ahead and hooked up my second solar panel array into slot 2. Now look at this big rat's nest of wires here. It's so beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. I'm running out of time because I'm fixing to go on a trip tomorrow and I'll be gone for 4 days. So I just wanted to go ahead and just get this thing up and running. So I'm gonna come back later on and straighten this rat's nest of wires out. I just got this up just to test everything. So I got the battery positive in, battery negative. Positive goes to my battery turn offer switch, rocker switch, whatever it's called, battery disconnect. Goes to my battery disconnect, ground goes straight to the batteries. These 2 wires are here are the hot and the ground. I know it's red, I know the ground is red, but I'm gonna change all this in a little bit. I just want to get this thing up and running. So this goes to my RV. This is the voltage coming from the panel, and yes, I know that both the hot and the neutral, the hot neutral both are red. I'm going to fix that. It's just what I had right now. And the black, in a 120 volt system, black is actually hot. In a 12 volt system, the black is actually ground. Like I said, I'm going to go through, I'm going to change all these wires. I just want to get these things up and going. And they go up into the breaker box. This is the red wire here is the one that's going from here to the inverter. And everything else connects up to my ground neutral bus bars up there. So I have it all powered up. It's good to go. I'm about to just put this panel back on, and I still have to learn all these settings because this is totally different from what I'm used to. So I'm probably going to have to watch a YouTube video about this operating system. So everything's different, but I'm happy. So far it's working. Everything is working the way it should. Light bulb, power restrictor, I forgot what it's called, arrestor. What's the thing called now? I can't remember. Huh?
Limiter?
What?
Limiter?
Limiter, restrictor, but the light bulb trick worked. So I was happy about that. I was excited to see it light up and then slowly dim off. So I was really happy about that. Alright, so I'm just going to button this up and leave it for 4 days. Hopefully it doesn't catch fire. It shouldn't. And we'll come back to it in a few days and I'll continue the rest of the video.